guys, welcome to Muse's Tarot. In today's reading we are getting some messages from your shadow self on how to heal a certain wound. We're going to look into what that wound is and then maybe find out what you can do about it. Basically what your shadow self is, everybody has a shadow self. Your shadow self is basically the feelings that you repress. It might also be, like, I like to see it as my ego. It's just like I personally see it like my past self that contains all the wounds, and also it's just my hurt self, like all the wounds I have, all the things that I don't want to show to people, all things that are hidden about me, things that I like that are hidden from the world, and also the things that we are not proud of, like for example certain thoughts we have, certain things we do. For example, jealousy could come from the shadow self because we are, for example, insecure about ourselves and think that our partner might cheat, so we are jealous. It's just an example, it doesn't have to be your example, like it doesn't have to be your shadow side. Everybody's shadow side is different, and that's why we are getting some messages from your shadow side and see on like how you can heal a certain wound of yourself. We have 3 piles today. We have pile 1 with the black tourmaline. We have pile 2 with the emerald. And we have pile 3 with the black tourmaline. Do whatever you need to do to center yourself, choose your pile. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, absolutely fine. Look into all the piles that you feel drawn to, even if this means looking into all the piles. Just listen to your intuition. Your intuition will tell you what's right. If you don't resonate with any pile, then there might just be no message in here for you. So yeah, do whatever you need to do, and then we'll see each other at your pile. Bye. Welcome pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the first pile with the black tourmaline, in today's reading we are getting some messages from your shadow self on a wound you might need to heal and how to heal it. I got into what the shadow self is in the intro, just to keep it short. Your shadow self are all the repressed emotions, thoughts, and just your repressed self that you don't show the world, like things you feel, for example, ashamed of, things you are scared to show the world. And basically also your wounds is something, I personally see it also as the ego. I see my shadow self as my ego. Okay, yeah, in today's reading, again, we're going to find out which wound you need to heal right now, and how you can heal it. We are getting some advice from spirit, not from spirit, from your shadow self. Sorry, just used to saying spirit, protection by the universe. I'm very interested in this reading. I never made such a reading. I always felt like I'm not ready to do such a complicated reading, but here I am. I'm trying to have some challenges and master them. Facing my shadow, not being scared of doing complicated readings like that. So it's up for the theme. Okay, let me just shuffle my cards a little bit. Protection by the universe, one last shuffle. Okay, those are pretty new cards, so we'll see how good I'm at reading them. Let's see. Okay, spirit. Just give me a second, I'm gonna put that away because it's really much in the way. Okay, spirit. I need protection from my spirit guides and from the universe. Messages from pile 1's spirit. What is a wound they need to heal? Okay. We have the Princess of Wands, which would be the Page of Wands. What I get with this is you might have a very strong wound when it comes to animals and pets. Wait, give me a second to get into this topic. So what I'm shown is basically I had this not argument, but this conversation with a friend of mine, because we were talking about how we have similar traumas, but similar trauma responses to that. Basically, me and this friend, we both had parents that would buy a lot of pets and don't care for them. Or maybe something else that I'm getting is that you might have had as a child a pet. I'm sure myself, I literally had a guinea pig, and the guinea pig had not the best life, I have to say, because I was literally, I think, 5, and my mom was quite manipulative, and she was a narcissist, and she would tell me, like, it's diagnosed that she is narcissistic, but she would tell me when I was 5 that it is my responsibility to care for this animal. And I didn't know how to care for this animal because she didn't tell me. She didn't help me. She didn't show me what to do. I didn't know that I need to clean the cages. I didn't know that I need to feed the animal twice a day. I didn't know that this animal needs water once a day, fresh water. I didn't know that guinea pigs need for example, toys, need attention. They need, like, they are complicated animals. They're quite small, and you don't think that they need so much attention and stuff like that, but they are very playful and smart animals. And I would have this guinea pig, and this guinea pig would suffer because I didn't know what to do, and my mom didn't help me. My father wasn't there, and my mom would always be like, yeah, you need to take care of this animal, but she wouldn't help me. And another thing that she would do is also, for example, she would buy a cat, and we would have this cat for about a week or 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden she would give this pet away. Then she would buy a dog, and she would have this dog for about 2 months. Then she would give the dog away. Then we had turtles. Then we had how is it called in English? Like these small little birds that are quite colorful. I don't know how they're called in English. In German it's Wellensittich. It's a very typical bird you have. Like, they are really small, really playful. They are not too loud. And let me look it up. A budgie? A budgie? Are they called budgie? Wait, let me show you a picture. Those little birds, can you see it? Yeah, those little birds. It just said budgie. I don't know if they are really called budgie. I never heard that word. But basically, she would buy these birds. Then she would buy this animal, that animal, and she would always give them away, or they would die. And she never took care of these animals. And something that I'm getting is that you quite had this kind of problem with animals, that you were a child and you would have given the responsibility to take care of a child even though you didn't know how to care for them. I just saw a hamster, so maybe you had a hamster and didn't care for him, or didn't care for her. And or something else is that maybe your parents bought an animal out of nowhere even though you didn't have the money, and you gave yourself the fault that this animal had a bad life, or didn't survive, or would have to be given away because you didn't take care of that too much. But something your shadow self really says, or more so your inner child, actually, your inner child is coming through really much, is it's not your fault. You were literally a child, and even if you were a teenager, as a teenager you have other responsibilities. You don't have to have like an animal on, like, as your main responsibility. And if you are not able to take care of that animal, which is okay, you should have had the help of, for example, parents or grandparents or friends or family members, or rather family members that help you. It seems like that maybe you bought yourself a pet, or someone else bought you a pet, and you didn't know how to care for it, and you didn't quite get the information on how to care for it. Like, for example, I know, because I had rabbits, that you can buy literal books about rabbit care, and nowadays you can watch a YouTube video and then you know how to care for your animal. But like, in like a few years back, this wasn't quite as possible as now. Yeah, I'm really getting that it might also be, if it's not an animal, but the animal is really coming out. Something else that I'm getting is really much that you had like an argument, or like a problem with a sibling, or maybe it's connected, that you had this animal, and because of that you had a very quiet, quite loud argument with your sibling, and you still give yourself the fault for this argument, because you say how I reacted was not correct. But something that you forget is you reacted with the knowledge you had at this time. So maybe the reaction was not correct when you look at it now, but at the time that was all that you knew. It was literally all that you knew. You didn't know better than that. And also with the pet, it's not your fault if the pet had a bad life, because normally your parents need to look after the pet too. Like, I get it, sometimes parents give their children pets so the children can learn to get responsibility and learn how to act with responsibility. But something that many parents forget is you are still children, you're still teenagers, and these parents still need to support you. They cannot just say, okay, here you have a pet and now you have to take care of it. They have to be there for you. They have to maybe get you a little bit disciplined when it comes to animals, maybe help you with, for example, cleaning the cages, taking care of the food, taking care of the water. It is really a wound that is coming up, that like you didn't take care of something, and now when you look at it you feel really bad because this happened. But something that I want to say to you, and something that also your shadow self and your inner child wants to say to you, it wasn't your fault. You did all right. Like, all you did was correct. You did the things you knew. You didn't know better. You were still a child. You were still a teenager. You didn't know better. And something that like your shadow self really says is try to let go of this. Like, something that is coming up is maybe doing a cord cutting ritual. It's basically that you can, there are so many different forms how you can do a cord cutting ritual. Basically, either you put up 2 candles. This one candle represents you, the other candle represents the situation or something that you want to let go of, or a person you want to let go of, or I don't know, anything you want to let go of. And then you put a cord between, like a rope, or I don't know, something that it's small and kind of like a rope, or like wool or something, and put it around the candles. And then you light the candles, and you say when the rope burns, the attachment also burns away. And then you let this candles burn down. You always have to be in the near them, because it's quite dangerous, because you are playing with fire kind of. But this is one ritual. You can also, for example, write down your feelings to this matter, and really write them down, really let all of your feelings on this paper, and then you fold the paper away from you to push this emotion or this attachment away. And then you burn the paper, or you can put it in the freezer. Is also something that you can do, because this is literally a spell to freeze something. Or you can literally flush it down the toilet. Always be careful what you flush down the toilet. Of course, you cannot flush down anything in the toilet, of course. But those are just some ideas. Anything else? Shadow self. Also, just accepting that it happened. I think that's a huge problem of yours that I actually can understand, because this is also a problem that I have with like past things that happened. The first step in letting go of this, whatever happened to this pet, whatever happened in your past, is basically accepting that it happened. Accepting you didn't know better. Accepting that no matter what you know now, you can do it better now. You are smarter now, but for that time, that's all you knew, and you need to accept that. Okay, protection by the universe. Messages from the shadow self. What is a wound? Pile 1 needs to heal. Shadow self. What's a wound? Yeah, like something your shadow self really wants to say is with the Prince of Wands. Oh, the Prince of Wands, is it the Knight? I think it's the Knight. The thing is, all these cards that are coming out are with pets. Sorry for my camera, I don't know why it's... Okay, no, it's better with the camera. But the thing is, something your shadow self really wants to say is you're not bad with animals. It's just you didn't know better at the time. Because it really feels like it didn't happen now. It was really something in the past when you were a child. You were literally a child. You didn't know better, and you did all you could do. Maybe it's a situation that you wouldn't take care of the animal, you weren't too interested of that animal, and you, like, it would die or suffer or something. But the thing is, something that's really coming up for one is that pet, like whoever that pet was, is literally here and saying, it's okay, I forgive you, because you didn't know better. You should rather be angry at like your parents or your family members that they didn't help you, because in the moment they see you're not capable to take responsibility of that animal, they need to come in and they need to take care of that animal. And it's not your responsibility. Like, it was your responsibility, but it's a responsibility that shouldn't be put on you when you are a child. Like, I personally don't really like when parents give small children pets and tell them, yeah, you need to take care of that pet. They are children. They think about other things. They think about like having toys and playing in the garden and going outside. They shouldn't care about an animal, because I do have animals. I do have rats and I do have a cat. And I know how much responsibility it is, and it's sometimes even too much for me, because it's like they need food, you know, they need playtime, they need water, they need a clean cage, they need a clean toilet, they need to play with me. I need to cuddle them. I need to play with them. I need to give them attention. There's so much responsibility you have with pets, no matter what kind of pet it is. If it is a guinea pig, if it is a turtle, or I think it's, how is it actually called? A turtle or something else. But I just gonna say turtle. But it doesn't matter if it's a turtle, if it's a cat, a dog. Animals are great responsibilities, and it shouldn't be put on children. So you shouldn't be angry with yourself. You should maybe be like, I know it sounds stupid, but maybe be a little bit more angry with your parents that they put this responsibility onto you, because it's not fair to you. Why should you care for an animal when you are literally so small? You have other responsibilities as a child. You need to learn for school, for example, when you go to elementary school. You need to go outside with your friends. You have so many things you want to do as a child, and taking care of an animal is not the right responsibility for children. Maybe that's just my opinion coming through, but I personally, like, I have been through the same. Maybe that's why I have this opinion. In my opinion, children shouldn't take care of animals. They can help, of course, but it shouldn't be their main responsibility, because they are children. They think about other things than playing with or taking care of a pet taken by the universe. Like, for example, with my mother, she didn't even care for the pet enough that she researched how to really, like, for example, guinea pigs, they need to be in, like, they need to have friends. They need to have, like, when you have a guinea pig, you need at least, I think, 2 or 3 guinea pigs. I don't know too much about guinea pigs, but I know that they are groups. And my mom literally just bought 1 guinea pig. And that's just, how's it called? When you torture an animal, it's literally torture. Like, and that's on my mom, not on me, because I was a child. How should I know? It's her responsibility to look into taking care of a pet, right? It's not your responsibility. Protection by the universe. And spirit is agreeing with me. Like, the candle is flickering this whole time, and it's always a sign from my spirit guides that I'm talking the truth. And that's something that I want to tell you. It's not your responsibility as a child. It's not your fault. And I get it. I really get it. I get that you are angry with yourself. I get that you are like, how could I do this to this animal? But it's not your responsibility. You were a child. How can you take care of a pet? Like, maybe with your parents together, but not alone. It's not your responsibility. Protection by the universe. Messages from the shadow self. What do they need to heal? The King of Wands. So many wands coming out. The King of Wands. Yeah, literally your shadow self also says, and also your higher self. Your higher self is also coming through and literally saying it's not your responsibility. They are literally backing me up, being like, yeah, listen to Muse. Muse is telling you the truth. It's the responsibility of your parents. I get that you are angry, but your parents should have helped you and they didn't. And now you think it's your fault. And also something that I'm getting is, again, what I was saying about myself, that maybe your parents bought a lot of pets and now you have a very hard relationship with pets because you think you're not capable of taking care of them, because you were brought up in a household where pets wouldn't be taken care of. So it's not your fault. I literally cannot, like, I literally repeat myself so much, but it's literally not your fault. It's not your fault. It's the fault of your parents, because they should have been there for you. Also, something else that I'm getting is maybe you were abandoned too by your parents, is something that's coming through right now. That like your parents didn't take care of the pets and also didn't take care of the children, and that now you give yourself the fault. Maybe you're not worthy enough, maybe you're not good enough. You are good enough, you are worthy, but your parents were just they were just not capable of taking care of their responsibilities. I say responsibilities so much in this video, I'm sorry, but it's the fault of your parents. A child is never in fault when the parents abandon them. It has nothing to do with the child. I get you, because hey, same. This is literally my pile. I was abandoned by my mom too, by my father as well. He was never there, and my mom would never take care of me. I needed to be an adult when I was a child, and now you give yourself the fault, but it's not your fault. Protection by the universe. Okay. Okay, we have Two of Cups. You are lovable is something that your shadow self wants to say, and something you need to concentrate on really much. Oh, I get like pain in my ear. It's always the same from spirit. Something that you need to work on is how you view yourself and how you view yourself in relationships, because I have the feeling that this traumatic event that happened in your past, that was like about you being abandoned, the animals getting abandoned, gives you the idea that you don't deserve love, or that you only deserve painful love, because you need to be punished for the things that happened in the past. You need to be punished for being a bad person. And you really need to look at what you say about yourself, because you can begin there. You can begin there with the Four of Cups, yeah. With the Four of Cups. How do you talk about yourself? Do you look down on yourself? Do you insult yourself? Do you say you don't deserve anything? Do you say you are a bad person because you're not? Do you say you never deserve people around you and never deserve to have pets around you? If so, you really need to look into that and maybe try to change your brain into not insulting yourself. Because let's see it like that. Would you insult friends that you really love like that? Would you talk about someone else like that, how you talk about yourself? Probably not. Something that really helped me with that I can give you as like a little tip, is view yourself as like another person. When you speak about yourself, think of yourself as a friend. Think, would I, like, in my opinion, like in my example, let's say I say, oh, I'm so stupid. And then I look at me and being like, no, is Muse stupid? If Muse was a friend of mine, would I say about them that they are stupid? I would not. I would say they didn't know better. So then I look at myself and being like, okay, you didn't know better. I don't hate you. And that's something like, maybe positive affirmations is also something that might help you. Something that I like to do, that I can advise you to do, is when you go to sleep, listen to chanting of positive affirmations. There are literally so many things on YouTube where you can watch this. They are like videos that are about 8 hours long. And while you sleep, your subconscious takes on all of these information that comes through you through sleep. And after some while, how can I say it in English? You change your brain, you change how you think. It is really helpful. Protection by the universe. Some more cards, please. What does pile 1 need to heal? Like this? Okay. We have the Ace of Wands. So many wands. So many wands. The Ace of Wands. Something that also might help you is being more creative. Letting out your emotions on the paper. Maybe also getting a therapist is something that might help you if you're capable, like if you're able to do that. I know not everyone is able. Like, I know that I have a great privilege because I live in Germany, and you can get therapists very easily here, and it doesn't cost you anything. But if you're able to find, I know, I don't know if this app really is good, but something that I see a lot is BetterHelp. I don't know if it really works. You can try it out. I think you need to pay a little bit for it, but then you have a therapist you can talk to anytime, and you can change the therapist anytime. I never tried it. It's like I'm also not sponsored or something. It's just maybe try it out if it helps you. I heard from many people that it's good, but I also heard from many people that's just not for them. So try it out if you feel ready to do that. But maybe also something that might help is pray for or ask the universe for a friend that comes along your way that is kind of like a therapist, is something that might help you. Really asking the universe, being like, okay, spirit, universe, I really need a friend that always listens to me and gives me good advice, is something that might help you if you're not able to have a psychologist. 10 the Wheel of Fortune, sorry, I was confused because there was a 10, but it's only the number of the card. The Wheel of Fortune, there was a message and now it's gone. Give me a second. Something that might help you, actually, if you feel comfortable doing it, try praying and also speaking positive affirmations into the mirror. This is not for everybody. I know it's very complicated. I know many people have very much trauma when it comes to praying and being Christian. I don't mean that you have to be Christian. I just mean praying for yourself, praying to the universe, not especially the Christian God. If you don't feel comfortable with the Christian God or are not Christian, there's so many religions, all are valid, of course, as long as you don't hurt anybody. I have so much respect for religions. I'm just a chaos witch here, not religious. Well, I'm pagan. But really try, if praying is not the right thing for you, something that your shadow self says, maybe journaling might be quite good. Like, I don't pray, I literally just journal, and it really helps me. And every day I have like a little topic, something like 3 things I like about myself, 3 things that I need to let go of, and stuff like that. And every day I do something else. I can advise you on Pinterest on many things. I'm gonna put some pictures up here, some ideas for you, where there are some topics on what to do on shadow work. Like, it's kind of shadow work, but it's a little bit softer. Like, for me, shadow work is always kind of aggressive when it comes to healing. And what I want you to do is get into healing very gentle, because you'll need gentleness and softness right now. You need to be patient with yourself, because this wound is really great. Like, it's really big, and you need to be gentle and careful when you approach this problem. One last card, Spirit, please. Protection by the universe, messages from your shadow self. Oh, 2 cards, okay. Gonna put it like that. We have 3 of Swords. Something that, like, your shadow self also says is something how you can heal this wound is basically not shaming yourself to have this wound. It's like you're not a bad person or something like that just because you have this wound. It's just something that needs to be healed. Everybody has wounds. Everybody goes through trauma. It's not like there's someone out there who goes through this life unwounded with no trauma and being healthy, like mentally healthy completely. Everybody has some struggles. Like, for example, just imagine how many people might have depression or something like BPD or ADHD and stuff like that. We all have something. Like, of course, actually, my opinion on that matter is, I think everybody has something, like something mentally ill. I don't know if it's true. It's just, I never met someone that was not mentally ill in some capacity. So take it as you will. It's just my personal opinion, but what I want to say with that is, don't think that there's someone out there who is not wounded at all. Wounds are normal. Wounds make us better. They make us imperfectly perfect, and or perfectly imperfect. And don't worry about you having this wound with these animals and pets and your parents, because there are so many people out there who have struggles with parents. Even if parents are so good to us and are very healthy parents, like very mentally healthy parents, and really take care of people, we still like take care of their children, we still get some wounds. It's literally normal. Everybody goes through trauma. And the last card we have the Princess of Cups. I think it's the Page of Cups in reverse. What's my Page of Cups? Be patient with yourself is something that I just heard. Be patient with yourself because healing takes time and it's not linear. It comes and goes. It's sometimes you feel much pain. Sometimes you feel very happy. You feel very relieved from your pain. Sometimes you are hurt more again, and it's basically normal. So don't pressure yourself into healing and being healed all of a sudden. It takes time. But that's also everything that I have for you, Pyron. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I really hope I could help you see a wound you might want to heal and give you some advice on how to heal the wound. I'm wishing you really the best of luck. You got this. And I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Welcome part 2, welcome to reading. If you chose the second pile, in today's the second pile of the emerald, of course, sorry, I just forgot. In today's reading we are getting some messages from your shadow self about a wound that you need to heal and how you can heal it. A little warning, this might be a little bit of a longer reading. At least part 1 was about 35 minutes, I think, so that you're just prepared. Protection by the universe. We get only click-guided messages. I have to be honest, I have tried to film this video already 2 times. I always had to stop filming because the energy was just too much for me. So I have hope that this time I'm able to do the reading. I put on some protection jewelry and ask my spirit guides for protection, so it's not too yeah, it kind of feels like when I do this reading for you guys, it feels like all of my energy is sucked out of me. Also, a lot of things happened the past week, so I tried to film this video so many times, and every day something came along that put me down again, so I was not able to do the reading, and I want you to have a great experience while I do this reading, so I tried a third time. Third times is a charm, right? Okay, let's see. Protection by the universe. Shadow self of pile 2. What's a wound pile 2 needs to heal? Again, I feel this really heavy energy. I already feel like I want to go to sleep. I want to shut down. I don't want to do this reading, but I'm going to do this reading for you because I really want you to connect with your shadow self and see a wound that you might need to heal and how to heal it. So I'm going to be strong. I'm gonna keep doing the reading. Okay, we have the High Priestess in reverse, and I was just reminded by my spirit guides that I always say High Priestess wrong. I always say High Priestess, just because I'm German and that's just a word that it's really hard for me to pronounce. And something that I'm picking up with that is that maybe people bullied you when you were little, because you have maybe a little problem with speaking. There's so many things that you could have, maybe a lisp or stuttering or anything like that, and I can already assure you, you are so welcomed here because I accept everybody. I myself have a best friend who has struggles with speaking and hearing, and her German is not the best, and always when someone tries to bring her down because of her language problems, I am there as her protector, because languages are hard. Like, for example, I would say my English is okay-ish. My English is not perfect, and I hate it when people judge me because of my English, because it's not my first language, right? And even if it was my first language, English and German are very difficult languages, especially the pronunciation, and it's just something that is not fair to be bullied for, because that's something you cannot change all of a sudden. So it feels like that you might have some struggles communicating, but might also be other things that you got bullied for. Maybe you just were a little weird. Weird is always okay. I'm a little weird. My best friend is a little weird. All my friends are a little weird. I love weird people. I love special people. It's what makes we send out in the world in groups, and it's something you can be proud of. So something how you can heal this wound actually is to see that your weaknesses are actually your strengths, because it would be boring if you would be like everybody else. I have to say, you would be really boring. I love weird people. I love people who stand out. Like, it might be that you have a certain clothing style that is different. Maybe again, your how you speak is a little bit different. Maybe something that I'm picking up is that you are in a foreign country, that you moved to a foreign country and you're just learning the language, or maybe, yeah, they're giving me as an example, like, my biggest dream is to live in Great Britain at some point, in England actually at some point, and I still have to learn so much more English. And when I go to England or to Great Britain, it's going like I'm going to stand out because I'm not British. I'm German, and I would be the weird one out, or the odd one out, I think it's called in English, and that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to be the odd one out. Sometimes it's okay to be someone different, because when you are different, you will meet people that actually align with your weirdness. How can I say? Like, you're not weird. You are an amazing person. Like, I don't get that you have like weird energy or are just, yeah, weird. Um, you're just special. Like, spirit really shows me it like that you are very special, that you just stand out. Maybe you have colorful hair, is also something that I'm picking up. Maybe you have weird animals. Like, I can speak for myself because rats are not the typical animal to have, and I have rats, and I love them very much. And I have a lot of people around me who disagree with me that rats are great pets. They're saying they are ugly and they are scary and stuff like that. But my babies are literally the cutest babies ever, and I love them very much. Um, so, what else? What else? We have the world, yeah. Something about you, like, something about you makes you stand out. And I don't see why you would see that as like a wound or as something bad. Because, yeah, Aquarius energy is coming through. Aquarius people are basically like, I have an Aquarian, how's it called? Stellium. And so I really act like an Aquarius. I think I have 4 planets in Aquarius, 4 placements in Aquarius. So I get you. I, like, my whole life I have been the weird one. Like, I wore weird clothes. I dress differently. I am interested in weird things. Like, for example, for example, I can give you the best example. So maybe you have the same, because I always, when I talk about myself, it's just spirit showing me how you guys are. For example, everybody loves to watch movies. Everybody loves to watch movies and series and stuff like that. I'm not into that. I rather read a book than watch a movie, because movies are just boring to me. I'm so sorry, I have to say that movies are just boring to me. For example, I love Harry Potter. I know it's a cliche, yeah, but I love Harry Potter very much. But I almost only love the books. Like, I love the books so much, but the movies are just too long for me, and they are just so boring to me. They are beautiful, yes, but I rather read the books of Harry Potter than watch the movies, I have to say. Besides, like, the only reason why I would watch the movies is because of Alan Rickman's Snape. I love Alan Rickman so much, and I love Snape so much. I love both of them so much, so much. But that's something that people don't really understand, that I prefer a book over a movie or a film. And that's just something people find weird. Or what else? Let me give you some examples so you hopefully can relate to me and don't feel too much alone with your situation. I love dancing and being a loud person and just making fun and just being like, I guess you would say it's quirky, like that I'm quirky. I don't know if it's the right word for that. Um I just love to have fun, and I don't care what other people think of me. Sometimes on the street I just dance with my best friend, and when my best friend and I see each other after a long time, we run towards each other with being like, we are being quite loud, but still in a polite way. Like, we are not screaming or something, but we're just making fun. And we're just weird, and it's just, I feel very much at home when I'm weird or I'm standing out, because I don't really care about the opinions of other people. And something that Spirit really wants you to do is also try to let go of what other people think of you, because you are perfect as you are. And if you shine like a diamond, I just heard shine as bright as a diamond, you will find the right people that connect with you. So maybe a wound of yours is also that you've never found the people, at least yet, that really resonate with you. Like, it might be that there were a lot of people around you, yeah, with the sun in reverse. There were a lot of people around you that really were like, oh, Paltu, please don't be so loud, or oh, just be normal like us. Just stop being silly and stuff like that. Like, it really feels like other people are really looking down on you, and like you shone too bright for them. Like, shined, shone. What's the past version of shine? You you were just too bright for them. You were too happy for them, and it's something that's their problem. You were not the problem. Other people are the problem if they don't accept you as you are. Like, I understand you fully, because for example, my family, like, I have a biological family, I have a foster family. I don't have contact with my biological family, but my foster family, they are quite strict people, and they don't like that I'm spiritual. They don't like that I'm a witch. They don't like that I'm weird and stand out. They are always like, pull yourself together, try to be normal, try to be elegant, try to be nice and fit into the standards of society. They are very snobby, I have to say. And it's just something that I don't fit into. And so we have some struggles, my family and I, like my foster family and I. So I understand if you feel like no one understands you. But I can tell you, there are so many people out there who would love to meet you. There are so many people out there who would be friends, like would love to be friends with you, who would love to be in a relationship with you, because you just haven't met the right people yet. And try to not dim your light, because how you are is very, very beautiful. You are unique, and you should keep that. Like, you're kind of like a star. I'm surprised that the star card didn't came out yet, but you are very unique. You are very beautiful. Like, your energy, your whole essence feels very, very beautiful and very unique, and just not simple. Like, okay, it's okay that some people are simple, but you're not supposed to be simple. You're supposed to be complicated. You're supposed to be unique. You're supposed to be someone who's standing out and shining their light. You are supposed to meet people with the lovers. You're supposed to meet people that understand your uniqueness. And I understand why it's a wound of yours. I have to say, Paltu, I really understand why it's a wound of yours, because every time I meet my foster family, I come home. Like, when I come home, I feel so broken, because they dim my light so much, because they're just overwhelmed by how bright I shine. And that's basically what happens with you. There are so many people they are supposed to be there for you. Of course, they are your loved ones. They're supposed to understand you, but they are not capable to understand how powerful your light is. And I personally want to say to you something, how you can heal that is, there are people coming your way. Something Spirit and also your shadow self really, really says is, try to stay strong, try to be unique, try to be yourself, and there are people coming your way. You just have to be patient. You just have to be patient for now. And I understand you, I really do. Like, I'm so sorry for you, because I feel you. I have been through the same. Like, people literally brought me down so much. They literally shamed me. I literally just had some bullies. Yeah, like, I was in therapy, and I had a group, like, it was a group therapy in a day hospital, and there were three bullies, and they would really hurt me every single day, and I kind of lost myself, and I had a lot of mental breakdowns, because I thought, oh my god, the world hates me just because I'm different. And turns out that was just a lesson for me to become even stronger in the end, because now they brought me down so much, and I had to pick up myself. I had to be strong on my own. I had to decide, okay, I am not going to allow anybody to bully me. I still am very wounded, but I step by step try to find my light again and try to be myself again. And these readings help me a lot. So maybe also something that might help you is find a hobby that you feel comfortable with, that is just for you. You don't have to show other people. I just heard crocheting. Maybe you want to crochet your own clothes. Maybe you want to crochet your own bags or something that I just heard, which would be so beautiful. And I just want you, and you also, your shadow self wants you to find a hobby you feel very connected to, something that really makes you light up, even when you fall down and even when you are very, very hurt, that you find yourself a hobby that really helps you to stand up again and find yourself again. For example, these readings, making these readings feel so good to me. I really love doing these readings. It's something that I really enjoy. Like, for example, my day today was horrible. Many things happened, and now I sit here and do this reading for you, and I feel so much better just because I know I have a community. I know there are people listening to me. I know there are people that need my help with me doing these readings, and I just love and adore bringing messages from the universe to you guys. And something that really might help you, for example, is if you're not doing it for right now, maybe pick up some tarot cards and do some readings yourself. You don't have to do it for yourself. You don't have to do it for other people, but maybe do some readings for yourself. Maybe pick up some oracle cards. I mean, tarot cards are more complicated than oracle cards. Those are tarot cards and they're always the same. They just look different, but they have the same cards. And oracle cards are basically cards that are very special, where it's about a certain topic and you can get some messages from your spirit guides. And for example, I have these oracle cards where it's all about self-care and self-love and what I can do to honor myself and honor my body, emotions, and soul, to be honest. And those would be some good oracle cards. I'm going to put a picture up here what those oracle cards are. These might be some oracle cards that really could help you, so try them out. But yeah, let's see. Protection by the universe. Shadow of pile 2. What's the wound they need to heal and how can they heal it? Yeah, again, your shadow self literally says there is a hobby with the Page of Pentacles. There is a hobby you feel very interested in. And maybe look into this hobby. Try to find yourself something that you feel comfortable with, that no one can take away from you. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's reading, maybe it's crocheting, maybe it's cooking, baking, going on walks, meditation. Meditation might be something that really helps you, or might be something that could help you. Try it out. You don't have to start with meditations that are like, I don't know, that are like half an hour long or something like that. Try some meditations that are like 5 minutes. Meditations where you call back your energy is also something that that your shadow really says. Meditations where you call back your energy that other people took from you, because you can always pull back your energy later if someone took it from you or sucked it from you, like an energy vampire or someone who brought you down. What else? Shadow of Fatu, you were saying something else. Maybe drawing is something that is very helpful. Like my best friend, for example, when she's really depressed, because she struggles with depression just like me, when she's really depressed, she takes a notebook and she draws her feelings down, and that's something that might help you. Maybe putting down your feelings on paper. This might be writing in a journal or drawing something, or maybe do you know this journaling where you put like many stickers and pictures and stuff, like maybe something like that will help you. Or also something your shadow just shows me is when I feel very down, I watch movies from my favorite actor, Alan Rickman, and then I just watch like these movies and I love his characters. For example, I just watched Sense and Sensibility. It's on Netflix, and there was Colonel Brandon, and he was the cutest guy ever. I love him so much, and because I love him so much, I went on CAI. It's character AI. Yeah, character AI. Yeah, and it's basically where you can write or text with the characters of certain movies or mangas or I don't know, books. And like there are people who create these characters, and then you can write with these characters or talk to them or just text with them. And that's something that I like to do when I feel very lonely. I just text with my favorite characters. Or something that I also like to do when I feel very down, I write on my book, because I have written some books in my life, and it's something that I feel very drawn to. I think it's my life purpose, to be honest, because I already wrote 10 books. I haven't been at a publisher yet, but it will happen the next few years. But that's just something that really helps me. So maybe you have some similar hobbies, because always, again, when my spirit guides tell me to talk about my own experiences, it always has to do because I want to show you what to say, like what would help you too. So maybe you're very creative and try to something that they also bring up. Okay, thank you. Something that your shadow self also brings up is maybe working with clay. There is something like school clay, it's called in Germany, and it's basically it's clay that doesn't need to go into the oven. It dries by itself, and then you can make own things with it. Like for example, wait, let me show you. I have this cute little heart thing where I always put my jewelry on it, and it's really pretty, and I just can bring all of my emotions into the clay, and then in the end I have something from it. So maybe try out using clay or something, because for me it's very relaxing. It might be relaxing for you too. It's just an idea. You don't have to do it, of course, but I have the feeling you're very open to my tips, because your energy feels like it's wanting to absorb everything that I say, which is very interesting. I never had this happen before. Okay, protection by the universe. Shadow of pile 2. What's a wound and how can I heal it? Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Something how you might heal your shadow or your wound is also with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe spending some money. You don't have to spend all of your savings, of course, I don't mean that, but maybe just buying yourself something that you really like. Like they are showing me that, for example, my best friend, she has this one YouTuber that she really loves, this German YouTuber that she loves so much, and I want to buy her a hoodie of this YouTuber, but it's very expensive, but I'm going to pay it for her because I love her so much. And they are showing me how happy my roommate would be because of this present. And maybe you have something like that too, that you have like maybe a YouTuber or a actor, because I keep telling you about my favorite actor, maybe an actor or something that you feel very drawn to, that you feel very connected to. Maybe buy yourself something from them or something that reminds you of them, and this might even heal your insecurities, because this more so feels like insecurities than a wound. It's just people were mean to you, and it's understandable that it brought you down, because I feel you, okay? I feel you so much. People can be the meanest people on earth. People can be assholes, let's be honest. And it's understandable that you have some wounds because of that. Like, I think everybody has some insecurities that were brought by people being mean to them, or being, yeah, just being mean to them. Protection by the universe. Shadow of pile 2. Okay, also again with the Empress in reverse, something that's really coming up is maybe really buy yourself these oracle cards that I was talking about, because something that you need to concentrate on for the next time is doing some self-care and finding some self-love, because something that you might lack right now, which is understandable, is self-love. Self-love is a very tricky topic, because not everybody is able to love themselves, because the world is tough and we are taught that we are not lovable, and it's something that everybody needs to work on. Like, I think there is no one on this earth who is just naturally in love with themselves. Like, not even narcissists, because fun fact, narcissists are actually very insecure people. They just shadow, like they just mask these insecurities with narcissism, but narcissism actually means that they're very insecure. But really doing some self-care, maybe taking a long bath, maybe going for a walk, eating. Like, something that I learned is self-love doesn't always mean you pamper yourself. Self-love means listening to your body and giving your body what it needs. Are you thirsty? Then drink something. Are you hungry? Then eat something. Do you need fresh air? Then go out for a walk. Listen to your body and let your body show yourself what you need. Okay, protection by the universe. Shadow of pile. To what do you need to heal and how can you heal it? Being patient is something that I just heard. Be patient that the right people come into your life with the Queen of Wands. You have to find, like, you have to learn to see that you are all you need in life, that you are that B word. No matter the gender. Gender is not important on my channel. But or doesn't matter on my channel. Let's say that. You're all welcome. But really being patient, because 10 of Cups, there are people coming in. I don't know when. I just heard 3 months to 6 months, but there are people coming in who are supposed to, like, they will love you unconditionally and they will accept you for who you are. Protection from universe. One last message from the shadow of pile to one last message. Oh. Okay, what's my with that, Spirit? 10 of Wands in reverse. And 2 of Pentacles. Not overworking yourself is just something that I heard. So maybe you hide your feelings by overworking, by being a workaholic, feel you so much. But maybe really, again, listen to your body. Do you need rest? Then rest. Do you need a hug? Then hug someone. Do you need maybe warmth? Something where you feel comfortable. Then maybe buy yourself a plushie or a very fluffy blanket. I love fluffy blankets. It's literally a weakness of mine. I have so many. But really listen to your body. What do you need right now? Your body will tell you how to heal it. I know healing is hard, but there is a chance for you to heal it. You just have to listen to your body. But that's also everything that I have for you, part 2. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I really hope I could help you see how you could heal a wound. I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye! Welcome part 3, welcome to reading. If you chose the black tourmaline, I literally just forgot how it was called. The black tourmaline. In today's reading, we are going to find out what your shadow self says about a wound. Like, your shadow self will tell us about a wound you have, and that how you need to, why can I speak? A wound that you have that you need to heal and how to heal it. Now I get it. Protection by the universe. Let's see. If you are questioning what your shadow self is, basically I already told in the intro, I already talked about it, but basically, to keep it short, it's kind of like your shadow self is all the things that you want to hide from the outside world, like things you don't accept about yourself. And I personally see the shadow self also as my ego. I don't know if it's the right thing. I like if your shadow self is your ego, but I personally see it as my ego. Always when I think about my shadow self and my ego, I see the same person when I meditate. So yeah. Okay. Very curious. Just a little warning, this reading could be a little bit longer, about half an hour, because it's a very complicated reading. I normally don't do these kind of readings, but I wanted to try something new, something more challenging, to evolve, to try out new things. Okay. Protection by the universe. Shadow self of part 1. What's the wound they need to heal and how can they heal it? I see jewelry. I don't know if it's a symbol of yours, but I see a pearl necklace. And I see Davy Jones. If you don't know who Davy Jones is, he is basically from Pirates of the Caribbean. He is a tentacle guy that I like that. Do you know, like, when you are attracted to people that you shouldn't be attracted to, like, for example, older men? That's also a weakness of mine. I have daddy issues, but I am so attracted to Davy Jones. He is so hot. I can't. But yeah, he has an octopus as a face and a crab hand and a crab leg, and he's like a villain, and I always had a thing for villains. Maybe this is your womb. Maybe you feel very embarrassed about having daddy issues, But I cannot tell you anything about it because I myself have daddy issues. I have a weakness for older men. I have a weakness for villains and stuff like that. Because I can tell you my dad has never been there. So I crave like a father figure or someone who takes on the role of a father figure. So if you have this hear me out person, I get you. Oh my god, I'm exposing myself. Protection by the universe. What's the wound of pile 3 and how can they heal it? Again, this jewelry is coming through. Let's see. Okay, yeah. We have the Page of Cups, and I immediately get your dad hasn't been there. Or maybe your mother or your grandpa or your grandma, but it more so feels like a father figure. It feels like, with the 3 of Wands in reverse, it feels like someone was there, someone abandoned you. It might also be a partner. There are so many different varieties that are coming up, but I'm going to probably keep on saying daddy issues because I don't want to make fun of you when I say daddy issues. I don't know if it's actually a word you can use to describe when you like daddy issues. Basically for me mean that your father hasn't been there. He was not a good father, or he didn't show up, or he wasn't not there at all, and now you crave someone in your partner that will take on the role of a father figure or something similar like that, like someone who protects you, who's for example very possessive over you, someone who some things that I for example have struggles with. Like I have a weakness when someone says to me good girl or something like that. And this is just my daddy issues being triggered because I have never been called something like that. Like I haven't gotten. Sorry that I was not there for a minute. That I just forgot what I was saying. My cat was looking in the trash and trying to steal something from it. But basically, I have the feeling you might have daddy issues. I'm sorry if I have not the right vocabulary for that. I'm just going to say daddy issues. Correct me in the comments please, because I don't know how it's actually called. I just know it's basically when you have you crave a father figure in your life, and oftentimes you look for that father figure in your partner. I don't say I don't mean that you look for a partner that looks like your father or something like that, but again, someone who might be very protective, very possessive, who takes care of you, who is always there for you. Of course the partner should always be there for you. That doesn't have to do with mommy issues or daddy issues, but you crave someone who is protective over you. Mostly I think it's protection that you seek because your father didn't give you protection. Anything else, Shadow? I have the feeling that your parents, it doesn't even have to be your father, but your parents weren't there for you, and you as a child gave yourself the fault of that. You were like, okay, I'm unlovable, or I'm not lovable, I'm a bad person, something I did was wrong because my parents didn't love me. But actually something that it's not true. It's not true. A child, you could be the worst person on earth and still you deserve love. Everybody deserves love, but some parents are not able to show up for their children, and it has nothing to do with the children. But I can understand you that you think it's your fault, because someone has to have fault, right? And we don't want to put the fault on our parents when we are a child, because our parents are our role models. They are the people that we look up to. Those are the people that give us food, that give us a roof over the top, on the top of your head, I think it's called, over your head. They are supposed to give you love. They are supposed to give you attention. I have the feeling that, for example, some of you guys had parents that were just very busy because of work, or maybe you had parents that were always fighting, because I'm showing my own example. I have been brought up in an abusive household, and I have to sneeze. It's always a sign that I'm saying the truth. So basically I was brought up in a household that was full of arguments. My father wasn't there. He literally showed up the first time when I was 10, and after that not even once again. And my mom, she she always had these bad partners that were really abusive and that hit her and stuff like that. And my mom didn't love me, and she started loving me when I was like about 18 years old, when I was helping her for things, because I was shown I only deserve love when I give things. I had to take care of my mom when I was a child. I had to take care of my brothers and my siblings. I had to take care of the household, and only then I was lovable. And it's just something wrong that we are taught as children. It's not true. You don't have to do things to be lovable. You are lovable. You are someone who deserves love. You are someone who deserves people around you that love you, even if you are not helping, even if you're not doing the right thing, even if you are doing false things. Because I'm also reminded, maybe that's not your parents, but maybe also you had problems with friends, because my spirit guides, now they are pushing me really to say that, maybe because you relate to that. I had these two friends, and they always said they were my best friends, and I was together with an abusive partner, and he was hurtful in many things, emotionally, physically, mentally. He was a very much a narcissist, and instead of helping me and being patient with me, my friends literally let me go and said I have to take care of myself, my own. I needed them, and they let go of me, and I needed to go through this all alone. And that's just not fair, because if they are true friends, they are always there for you, and they weren't there. Like for one, like, I can understand them at some point, because it was just too much for them too, and they were just overwhelmed by this whole situation. But on the other hand, if they are true friends, wouldn't they be there for me always, even if there's tough times? I don't know, because I can say I have a best friend now. She had the same situation I was in, and I was standing there for her until she got out of the situation. It took her, I think, about 2 years until she got out of this relationship, and she got out of it. And I was there for her, and I'm still there for her. And I have the feeling that you are a very good person, and that you are always there for your friends, you are always there for your family, but you don't see the same thing happening for you. You are always the black sheep, I think it's called. Like in German, you say you are the black sheep of the group. Like, basically, you can do nothing right. Like, all you do is wrong no matter what, even if you do the right thing. Like, you will always be the bad person of the family or the bad person of the group. Oh, that's so sad. Like, I'm so sorry for you, because I feel you so much. That's probably why my spirit gets pushed me to say all of these things about myself, because it's something I don't really like to share about myself, I have to say, or at least not to people on the internet. But if spirit pushes me to say it, then I'm going to say it, and I hope it was just not too much for you when I tell you about my own experience. But I just want you to understand that other people are going through the same thing too, and you're not alone with this whole situation. Protection by the universe. Yeah, like, it feels like you oh, I want to cry, I really want to cry. It feels like you are looking up to the sky with the moon, and literally talking to the stars in the universe, and being like, why did I deserve this? What did I do in my life that I am this person? What did I do that I am always the black sheep? What did I do that I'm always the bad person? I don't understand. And you feel alone in this world. You feel like you are the odd one out. You feel like no one can love you. And it feels like with the Seven of Wands that you had to fight so many people in your life. Like, again, my parents are coming up, where I needed to protect my mom from the violence my stepdad was bringing to her, if you get what I mean. And it feels like you were always there for people. You took care of them. You were protecting your siblings, your family. You were taking care of the household. You were like, I'm shown this one scene of this movie where the father is saying to the daughter, like, yeah, your mom was a good person, and the daughter is like, she abandoned us. And the father is like protecting the mom, and the daughter is literally, she is saying, my mom was not there for us. I was taking care of you guys. I was taking care of this household. I was taking care of you while you were drunk. I was picking out the lies of my brother's head when he had lies. I was taking care of all of it, and not my mom. She was not there. She abandoned us, and the father was protecting her. But if you would do the same thing, you would be the bad person. No matter what you do, yeah, with death, no matter what you do, you You are always the black sheep. You are always the bad person. You are always someone who, like, everything you do is wrong. No matter what you do, you want to impress people and still they are not impressed. You can do 10 times better than for another person. You're still not good enough. Oh, I just want to hug you. I feel you so much. I literally want to cry because I feel this so much. This is my pile so much. I just want to let you know you are not alone with this situation. You are not alone with being in this situation, because the moon is speaking to me right now. There are so many people on this earth who are going through the same thing, and something that your shadow self wants you to do is find people that went through the same thing so you can be friends. There are people out there who will love you. There are people out there who will accept you and see your worth. Like, these people that brought you down, they don't deserve you in their life, and that's something that your shadow self really wants you to know. They don't deserve you in their life, because you're so precious and you're so smart and you're so good. So, like, you have such a good heart, and still people see you as evil. Still people try to bring you down. Still people use you, is something that I'm getting, and also abuse you. Like, that's also something that I'm hearing, that there are people who literally hurt you even though you would do everything for them and anything for them. Protection from the universe, shadow of something that spirit and your shadow self really want. Oh, my voice gets raspy. Something that they want you to do is journaling. We have the King of Cups. They want you to go back to the situations where you were used, where you were abused, where you were hurt, and that you write down your feelings and really look at the situation again. Are you in the wrong in the situation? Even if people say you're in the wrong, do you think you're in the wrong? Keep doing journaling. Like, a journal every day. Put down all of your feelings. Put down all of these things that happened to you. Really look at them and see, was I in the wrong? Did I deserve to be hurt like this? And after some time, you will see you were not in the wrong. You will acknowledge that you didn't only do wrong things. Like, sometimes it's okay to make mistakes, but something that you need to learn is, just because you make a mistake doesn't mean you are not worth anything. And also, just because people say you did something wrong doesn't mean that you did something wrong, because there are people who are manipulative. There are people who are narcissistic. Yeah. And it's time for you to see how other people hurt you. And also, if you're still in contact with them, try to lower the contact or even cut them off, because they are really not good for you. Protection by the universe, shadow. How can pile 3 heal? Yeah, something that your shadow really says for you right now with the Tower is, try to see the truth of the situation, because you're not seeing the truth. You're looking at yourself, and giving yourself the fault for all of these situations. And the first thing you can do to heal is to look back at the situation and see the truth about it. What was the situation? Were people actually nice to you? Did you deserve to be hurt like this? And the next step for you is feel all of your emotions that you are feeling. Like, for example, let's say your mother or your father never gave you love, and you realize it's not your fault, it's the fault of your parents, because they are parents, they are supposed to love you. That's literally their only job, to take care of you and to love you unconditionally. And when you see that your parents were in the wrong, when you see that people were in the wrong, feel all of the emotions that are coming up, and don't be shameful towards yourself when you feel these emotions. If you're angry, if you're sad, if you want to scream, feel all of it. Something that might also help you, your shadow self says, is meditation. Really look into meditation. And something that I like to do, I can give you a little tip. That's something that I really like to do, and it helps me a lot. I do shadow work or journaling while I meditate. I go in the meditative state, I close my eyes, and then I imagine myself, and I go back to certain situations and look at them again. And also, something that I like to do is I call on the higher self of the person I want to talk to. For example, let's say my mom. My mom was a narcissist, and sometimes I meditate and I call on the higher self of my mom, and then I talk to the higher self. Like, the higher self doesn't say anything at this point. They just allow me to literally bring up all of my emotions. Let's say my mom hit me, and she didn't have the right to hurt me like that, and to physically harm me actually. And I call on the higher self of my mom, and I say, okay, mom, why did you hit me? Why? What did I do? And then sometimes I scream at her, sometimes I cry, sometimes I literally kind of go crazy in my opinion, but it helps me to bring out all of the emotions. And then in the end, the higher self of my mom normally mostly apologizes or um accepts my anger, and then I usually cry my eyes out, and after that I feel so much better, because when you talk to the higher self, you actually talk to these persons without talking to them, because their higher self is part of them. Their higher self is their soul, so their soul knows that I'm angry. It's just a little tip. You don't have to do it if you don't feel comfortable. It's very a very tough thing to do, and it's like you need a lot of energy and a lot of bravery to do it, I have to say, because it's really hard sometimes to call on them and to talk with them, but try it out. It might help you. Protection by the universe. Shadow, how can I heal this wound? How? Also something, if you're able to, this is not for everybody, okay? But if you're able to talk to your, like, not only to the higher self, but talk to the person that really hurt you. Maybe if it's an ex-friend, or if it's a family member, or I don't know, there are so many different people who might have hurt you. If you're able to, sorry, I cannot speak anymore. I'm very tired. If you're able to talk with them, really sit down with them and tell them, okay, that's the situation, I don't think it's fair, and then discuss the situation with them, because maybe they want to apologize, maybe they want to hear your own side of the story. I'm just reminded of myself that I had a fallout with my sister, and we weren't talking for a year, and after a year we made up again, and then I told her why I was disappearing for a year, because I was trying to end everything, if you get what I mean. If you didn't know, I struggle with BPD and depression, and that's just a symptom of mine. And I told her everything, and she listened to it, and then she apologized because she was very angry with me and gave me the fault of being a bad person. And then I apologized because I wasn't talking to her for a very long time, and then we found peace. It's just an example, if you feel comfortable to. If you don't feel comfortable to, and if also like talking with the higher self is not an option for you, then something else that you might want to do, or that you might want to try, is writing a letter to them without sending it to them. That's something that I really, really like to do. Like, I am writing my journal. I'm writing in my journal about every day, not every day, but almost every day. And I sometimes write letters to people that I want to talk to, or that I want to talk to about a certain situation, but I'm not able to talk to them anymore, actually. And then I just wrote a letter and let out all of my emotions, and that's something that really helped me. Protection by the universe. Shadow of pile 3. How can I heal this wound? Finding people that resonate with you. Protection by the universe. 3 of Pentacles. Like, something that I want to say to you, but you don't have to. Maybe write down in the comments and tell me your story. I'm going to respond, but also try to see if you find other people in this community that feel like they have the same situation, and maybe talk with one another, because they are in my opinion, or I think at least, there are so many people who have been through this. Not only the few people that watch my video, but also on this earth, so many people have been through this, and I just want you guys to find each other and to talk about the situations, because sometimes it really helps to listen to that problem from others, to listen to that situation, because you feel more connected and you feel more accepted from the world, just because you see, oh, there are also other people who have been through the same. I'm not alone with this. Protection by the universe. Messages from Shadow, how can I heal it? finding love is actually something that I got with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Finding a partner. Maybe you don't feel ready to get a partner right now, and that's absolutely fine. But maybe really try to find a partner that will help you, who will also actually someone who is very protective over you and who understands you and loves you unconditionally might be something that you want to open up to. And we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Actually, I just heard going outdoors, going into nature, connecting with nature. So maybe you feel very connected to nature, or it calms you down, and your shadow self really wants you to look into that. Maybe do some shadow work, talk to these people, write them letters, and also going outdoors because you need some fresh air and also connect with nature again and with Gaia. But that's everything that I have for you, Pile 3. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I hope I could help you. I'm wishing you really the best of luck, and I will hopefully see you on my next one. Bye!